What's going on, guys? This is Drew, and I am with,
Drew.
and this is a special edition of the Burnout. This is a off day. We got some breaking news out of Las Vegas. Do you have any idea what this may be?
Nope.
Well, uh,
Unless you're there.
I am not here. I am, in fact, in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We have word from the Hendrick Motorsports camp that Chase Elliott will not be competing in Sunday's Cup Series race
Why
due
does he
to
have
a
COVID?
broken leg from a ski accident. He is having surgery this evening. That is confirmed from Bob Pockris and Hendrick Motorsports.
How did I miss that?
I just broke no less than 20 minutes ago. This is breaking news down here in the Burnout.
First of all,
There's
our
the,
thoughts and prayers go up to Mr. Elliott, and we hope that he can quickly recover from his injury.
absolutely,
Huge opportunity
hopefully,
for Josh Berry.
absolutely short track guy. I'm not gonna lie, I have a
He
hard
won
time.
filling in for Michael Annett at Las Vegas.
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. This is a little bit of a step up here. The expectations are raised just a little bit. Speaking of which, what are your expectations at this point? Like for Josh Berry for Sunday's race?
Uh, Lead lap finish.
That's very fair. Something comparable to Ty Gibbs the last year. Um, would you want him to be similar to Gregson as far as a finish, like be competitive with Gregson at this point, or are you expecting
I
even
think as
that
long as
good?
he finishes top 2021, it will be a success. I don't know. But he's never driven the car. Period. A Gen 7 or next gen, whatever. So I don't think it's fair to him to expect him to go out and get a top 15.
That's very fair. Yeah, it's just breaking news out of nowhere. Log on to Twitter and see Kendrick confirm that. See Bob Pockris, one of the bigger stories out of Vegas this weekend. Truck Series race coming up in about an hour for us. But yeah, out here breaking news on the Burnout for an impromptu Friday night episode. So earlier today, while I was at work, I something popped in my mind. I was scrolling through Twitter, and last year when we went to Richmond, um, Drew and I had the opportunity to sit down with, or not sit down, but speak with Harvick. And Drew, I don't know if you've ever been in the situation where you're having an opportunity to ask somebody questions or been in a group setting and you just kind of blank on questions, but the minute you walk away, like 30 seconds later, you think of a million and one like awesome questions that you
Right.
would have liked to ask them. We've had more information come out in the past regarding this subject, or in more recently regarding this subject. And I want your opinion, your raw and filtered opinion on this. Hendrick's Garage 56 program.
Uh-huh.
We in the past couple weeks now, we've seen just how similar this car is to a cup car. What are your overall thoughts and opinions on this? Do you think this is just overall NASCAR just showing like straight out favoritism towards Hendrick Motorsports and Chevy as
Well,
a
I
whole?
think it is, no doubt. Although I will say I think that Hendrick possibly maybe came to NASCAR with the initiative, and maybe that's why they got picked. Um, I will say I'm more favorable about it now than I was in the past because I've seen it's going to be numbered 24 and not 48. Even though the 48 driver is going to be driving the car. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. I really like the idea, but I mean, letting one team have this type of access to this type of event with a basically a cup car is pretty ridiculous and preposterous, in fact.
Yeah, I definitely agree. My first thought was when I first heard about it, I'm like, oh, there's no way it's going to be as similar. There's no way it's going to be similar.
I
There's
didn't
just
think
no
so
way.
either.
And then you look, and the specifications are all like a touch off, like a matter of centimeters off on everything. It seems like even down. I really can't remember the engine specs and how different they are, but if I recall, I mean, is it not pretty much the same engine they're running in the Cup Series right now,
Uh, I'm not. I'm
specs
I'm not
wise?
familiar with the specs at the current moment. Not the specifics, I should say. So I don't know.
Bob Pockrass put something out not that long ago and put a side by side. I think NASCAR might have done it, but Bob,
Well,
you know,
NASCAR's going to brag about it, no doubt.
yeah, they put some stuff up, and it was almost identical side
I
by
wonder if the
side. There was
car
some
is going to make it 24 hours. Wouldn't it be something if it doesn't?
That's something I was thinking about, also. I mean, you look at
It'd be funny
some of
if a
those,
tie rod broke. That's all I'll say about it.
that would be funny too. You think the damaged vehicle policy is gonna apply the 7 minutes? I think you got 7 minutes to fix something
Well, let's
and
talk about how ridiculous that is. We keep changing it because we keep in the middle of the season too. Are we going to go to 8 minutes this year when half the races aren't run on fair? I mean, if you have a damaged vehicle policy for 90% of the year at one time, it should be the same for the other 10%. Instead, in the last couple of years, they keep adding a minute basically halfway through the playoffs, it seems. Ridiculous.
absolutely. It's ridiculous. But as it's been said before, it's NASCAR's ball, NASCAR's rules, NASCAR's court. What are you gonna do? We can't really do anything about it. But I don't know. Something I thought that was pretty interesting is a while back. Denny Hamlin's pretty outspoken on Twitter, and I can recall him saying that as a team owner, he was not approached. Toyota was not approached about having an injury or an opportunity to contribute or an opportunity to field a car. So I can only imagine that Ford wasn't as well. And I kind of with the influence that Gene Haas has, with Haas in Formula One and Penske, with what is that going on with IndyCar, it makes you wonder, like what does NASCAR have going on? Like, I don't know, man. Personally, I think it shows favoritism, which we all know that Hendrick's probably, in all honesty, like the number one like team in
They
NASCAR as
probably
far as
moved the
like,
most merchandise hands down. So
yeah, yeah, from that 9 car by itself in the 5. But I don't know, man. I just thought it was kind of funny, and I would have loved to. I mean, it was brand new. It was probably like a week or two old when we were in Richmond last year with Harvick, and I think it would have been a really good question. And we got a really good answer from him, if I would have thought to ask, but instead I asked about Timmy Fedewa dropping the sandwich off the
yeah,
pagoda. But I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully, that opportunity will present itself when the burnout goes mainstream and we blow up. And yeah, we're next to Bob Pockers in the media center. But until that day comes, we'll just have to sit on the question and wonder what could be or what could have been. I don't know what the exact word for this is, but a unplanned episode, breaking news out of Vegas. Anytime your biggest story maker of the Cup Series is out with a non NASCAR related incident, it's pretty big news. So,
absolutely.
best
Absolutely. And
wishes to
once again, we
Chase.
just want to express our prayers and thoughts to Mr. Elliott and hope he gets better. And but yeah, a huge story.
Big story, huge. Um, but yeah. Anyway, guys, we're not going to ramble anymore. Breaking news out of Vegas from Myrtle Beach. We will see you guys on Monday with a wrap up episode regarding the Vegas race and hopefully a Kyle Busch sweep. But until then, we will see you guys Monday.
Ta ta.